So you didn't see Wicked?
I haven't seen it yet.
Should we do it?
Yeah.
All right. Here's our review of Wicked. Snap. Like a movie.
We need one of those movie ones.
Should I give my pre-review?
Yeah. Brian's like, based off the trailer. What do you think?
Have you seen the musical? Let's start with that.
So I haven't seen the musical.
Okay.
I've never seen Wizard of Oz. I never read the book.
Yeah, so I have seen Wizard of Oz. So there's, just because of that, there are a few things that I will know about it going into it. But even like the overall, the overall story, like I won't really.
No, it's such a different telling because it's not related. You know what I mean? Like the books aren't.
Yeah.
They're not together that way.
And all I know is that
not the same author.
am a big Jeff Goldblum fan. So
perfect
him being
casting.
the Wizard of Oz is crazy.
I'll be interested to see your review not knowing about Wicked, because I feel like most people who go see it have a very deep love for the musical.
Right. Which when I see it, I'll be with Katie, and she grew up
watching
music, everything.
Yeah.
So she's seen Wicked on Broadway.
Brian's going to see her and go, I love you, Ari.
Ari, my girl.
So here's what I'll say. Here's my review.
Okay.
It was freaking awesome. That's my cinematography day, because it was freaking I don't think it was. I will agree, and Abby has made statements I just don't want to take away from her, but like it definitely wasn't like life changing.
Yeah,
it wasn't like, I'm trying to think. It's like, to me, like Lord of the Rings was life changing.
Let's not get crazy.
When I watched Lord of the Rings, it's like
let's make that a
like
cold
Harry
cut.
Potter kind of like changed my life. You know what I mean? Like those are monumental movies that kind of change stuff for you.
Yeah.
Like I felt that way about, like when I saw Interstellar, which is like my favorite movie.
Oh my gosh.
Interstellar was a movie that was like, I'll never be the same. And Wicked was just it was just a fantastic movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And here's the thing, they kept it to the play, another recipe, all the original songs, it is a part one, so it's not the whole movie, it's just half. The songs were good. The thing that killed this movie to me was the casting.
Yeah.
Everyone was cast
phenomenal,
perfectly. Like if there's going to be a Golden Globe in this movie, it needs to be the casting director, not anyone else. The music was good. The acting was good. I didn't care. This is getting picky. I didn't care for the camera style they used and the way in which they saturated the coloring. That's just personal preference. I find the way they saturated the colors wasn't my favorite, but it was, the world building was fantastic.
Phenomenal. And fun fact, I didn't know this. They were talking about it in an interview, and the guy who, I think it was the director, didn't want like hardly any CGI.
Yes.
He wanted everything to be as real as possible. So he was like, he said in the interview, he was like, we planted by hand 9 million tulips. By hand.
gosh.
Yeah.
He said the village that you walk through, he said, is almost a shot for shot. Like you can walk into any house and it's built for Oz. You can go through any street.
Wow.
You can. He said like it's almost a full like a park
that they used for the wizard.
Well, he didn't see it, but yeah.
Well, no, that's in the trailer.
Oh yeah. Okay.
The big like fake head. That's real.
That's real. He said I didn't want to hardly use any CGI. He said I wanted everything to feel as real as possible.
It's interesting that that's the trend now, is more
Practical
effects than
It
CGI.
is. Well, remember it happened with Alien. The last Alien they did, Alien Romulus, they used real alien like effects. Not real aliens, but they used real aliens. No, but they used like real like animal. Like it wasn't CGI aliens.
That's kind of scary.
Well, it's more real. It feels you feel it. But the movie was Jeff Goldblum. I'll tell you, the Emerald City was some of the best. I mean, some of that CGI, but it was some of the best. All the design, the costumes, and there's a moment, I don't want to ruin it, but like I don't think it matters to you the way it would matter to other people. But the final sequence of part one is Defying Gravity. They kind of end it with that song and that part of the play or the movie. And there's a moment where at the end she's up in the sky and she's got her broom and her cape is out.
It is a phenomenal shot.
Cape. It looks like the only cape I can compare it to, which sounds
Batman?
so weird. No, is Spawn. Do you remember Spawn?
I don't think I ever saw that.
Remember the old Spawn movie? Anyway, and his like the cape feels like it's got to be like 150 feet by 150 feet long.
Yeah,
like it's huge. And she's up there singing, and you see the cape and she's got the thing, because it's funny. What I think they're planning on doing is, in the old one, remember she had smoke that followed her. I think they're going to try to make it seem like it's smoke, but it's really just her cape.
Oh. Wow.
And it was, I'm telling you, defying gravity.
Yeah.
I'm holding space for that song.
We're all holding space for that
We're
song.
all holding space. Abby, thoughts?
So I was a little, I wouldn't say disappointed. The movie was phenomenal. I couldn't have asked for anything better. I think this is the pros and cons of social media. It was very, very hyped. Like people were doing like before and afters of them seeing this movie, and they were like, me before Wicked. And then it's literally them like in the theater sobbing, unable to speak, like me after Wicked.
Yeah.
So I just went in like the bar was high just because I was like, why is everybody like having, everything but panic attacks over this movie? I mean, they were sobbing. So anyways, I think going into it with it so hyped, I almost wish I would have had no reviews, because I probably would have felt the way everybody felt if I hadn't had the reviews from it. But there was just so many people overhyping it that when I got into it, I was kind of like, this is what everybody's crying over? Like, this feels like a lot
Doesn't feel right
to be crying over. I will say the first shot is, which I don't feel like is a spoiler, because if you've seen the musical, you know what to expect. It's pretty accurate, like for the most part. But when Ariana Grande comes out on her bubble the first time, it literally looked like a Hallmark movie.
It did.
And I was like, this is going to be like awful. Like I am like,
really?
I was preparing for major disappointment. The Munchkins were just like, I don't know, something about that very first opening shot was so like cheesy. It was like,
and I'm not trying to get into anything political when I say this, or any type of cancel culture. So don't cancel me. But none of the Munchkins were Munchkins. They're all full-size people. I don't really know what the creative choice was for that.
Yeah, it was just odd.
I'm not saying it's good or bad.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's an
No
interesting.
one call my house.
It's just an interesting
No one
thought.
come find me. If you want someone to talk to, I'll send you Brian's address. But don't come find me. But yeah, it was like none of them were actually Munchkins. So she comes to Munchkin Village, and like some of them are taller than her, and you're like,
this is so confusing. You're
this
supposed to
doesn't
be
feel
a
right.
That's confusing.
yeah.
But anyway, I think they did that corniness on purpose.
And that could be it. Could have just been a director's choice. Could have been just a choice for them to actually lean into that.
Oz does have like a weird aesthetic as far as a world.
Yeah.
Like it's an odd world.
Right.
The way it's designed and set up.
But as soon as we got into the actual film, like this storyline, as soon as they shot from that point on and we got into the actual, like the meat of the story, it was phenomenal.